Genie grind, I wish I'm getting rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fuck you gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit up for that one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100.
Hello world, I am What If Study, and today we are doing What If Naofumi was sent to the wrong home, wrong country, wrong kingdom, even, if you could call it that. Let's begin. As Naofumi is going to the library, an average day. Scouring down the aisles, he regrets his many choices in life. However, he has to work best with whatever he is given. However, his life doesn't suck all too much. He feels that he still has a hope in his mother and the girl that he loves. I'm going to be changing a lot more about Naofumi. I'm going to be changing a lot. He's a hardened will man. He's had his choices in life and has made many wrong ones. He thought he finally had a romance going, and a girl, her azure hair, continuously made his heart flutter all the time. He almost found it embarrassing that a man like him has worked and worked his way through the system. His body was edged to a fine point. The killing machine he was made into fighting clubs. It was the only type of work he could find. He spent every dime that he made out of it trying to go on to dates with her. She was too good for him, he told himself all the time. She would usually scoff at him and give him a drink as she left off to be with her other friends. She thought he was her friend, nothing more. However, when he's in its mind space, he realizes a book out of the corner of his eye. It's one that he had never seen before. He picks it out and starts to read. It reads the same as the one before. However, this time, it mentions all the different kingdoms in the world, even dark ones. The world was made for the heroes to conquer. As Naofumi closes the book, thinking, the shield hero, somebody must be crazy to be like him. It mentioned the holy shield hero. He starts to be sucked into it as he did before. However, this time was eerily different. The portal, he could see himself falling down with 3 other men by his side. Boys, he should say. They were far younger than him. As they were falling, they could see the whole world around them. They were all tuned to the same destination. Until Deku's is pulled away. Naofumi's is pulled away. He is drawn to a different place as he falls down and recovers back his thoughts. What is this place? It was a horrifying sludge ground. An unholy lightning below him. He was unable to see that very far. What the fuck? He's soon hit over the head as he's dragged away. What the fuck? It growls and something hunting him down. People hauling him off. Dark knights clawed and bloodstained armor. He was in their hands. He was tied up and strapped down to a single structure as thousands of servants enter, bowing down to a single man, a lich. He could tell just by looking at him. He had seen him in video games. Leeches crawling from his skin. However pampered it was, he was still undead. His unholy cloak called forth as he started operating on Naofumi, tearing his body open, replacing his organs while he talks in frantic speeches. You know, I wanted to take hold of your body, so I might as well have a talk with you while I'm operating. As Naufumi's just screams seem to not even leave the forest of darkness. There were undead knights watching him. Viewing. No, they were enjoying. They smiled and clung to their great swords. Was there any end to this horrifying nightmare? As he was torn open and different hearts and lungs were replaced into him, he started feeling superhuman or unhuman. And then the day came for his brain surgery.
Yes, finally, I can have my brain.
Oh God, the gag that was put around him that would never be released continued to choke him down. He had gave up hope so long ago. To have it now would break his heart. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees a shimmering gold. We're here to save you, hero. As a beautiful princess exits from the crowd, but her golden armor shimmering in the sunlight. Two individuals also uncloaking themselves from the crowd. From the ancient church, it starts to shake. The ground itself started to rumble as the lich's rage started to burn.
How dare you interrupt my studies? I will strike you down, knights. Kill them.
As he holds up his arm, the two henchmen of the princess open up their bows and fire out explosives, instantly defeating the two, headshotting the two death knights.
Tch! How persistent. Looks how progressive you are, gaining help from the dwarves. It will not save you, though.
As he says,
"Accursed pool!"
as tentacles rise up from the basement, trying to grab onto all three of them. However, they jump up and jump straight at the cursed lich. He raises more dead. He says, "That's not enough." As the two elves start to take on the two death knights, the princess starts to charge at the lich herself. However, he says, "Tch, how persistent and idiotic," as she clashes straight against his shield, unable to pierce it. He sends her off in a flash. "Ah, you are but a child. How could you understand simple tactics?" Until he's stabbed in the back by one of the elves that had taken care of theirs. Her long hair contrasted with her sister's shorter. They were golden, persistent. But the lich just turns around and spins its head, snapping all of its bones.
Did you think it was going to be that easy?
As she's succumbed by the black and dark abyss, and as he casts
dark hellfire, lighting up the... It is never that easy. Now you shall burn with me!
As he flips them off, as he's molted into the ashes. The whole church starts to crumple and burn as it overtakes one of the elves, the shorter-haired one. The longer-haired one grabs onto the princess and starts to run out of the place, leaving our hero behind. However, all of the crashing behind him and his elevated chair was made out of metal. He was unable to be touched by the fire. However, he was still strapped down. He was unable to get out. All this fire cloaked around him. It starts to burn onto his left hand, as there was some cloth left onto his left. He screamed out in pain. How much more did he have to withstand? How much more did he have to wait? The whole evil church that he was held in was being burned down to the ground with him inside. The evil crosses overtook the place, and the single one that was shimmered above them, flickered. Was there any point to this? Was it hopeless? He sat there in the crashings, in the cinders, left with nothing, abandoned. They knew he was here. Why were they so late? Why? In the wreckage, he's barely able to stand. He picks up himself, unable to feel his left hand. For that matter, his arm. He holds on to it, however. He has no clothes, nothing to cover himself. He must trudge forward until he sees the lich. Its head was still alive.
Oh, my test subject. Be a good slave and bring me back to my body.
You think? You think?
Yes. Bring it back now, and I shall torture you less. I shall capture that princess and kill her elegant sisters right in front of her. Find it! Right now, you imbecile.
Master. No. Why am I calling him Master? His body starts moving on its own, searching. Why am I so obedient? What is happening? Am I still me? Am I destined to be like this? I can't. I can't! I can't live like this! A slave to a master. He finds the cross, buried in the ashes. Its steely flames it still looks like a torn apart by the wood. He picks it up as he wanders back over to the head, and he lets it fall down and split the head apart. That's for everything. It was over. It was finally over. And yet he was still waiting his master's commands, waiting for someone to tell him what to do. Why is he of the mind of a slave? Why is he like this? What did he do? He just wants to go home. What's his next command? Maybe he's all alone now. He scans the wreckage. He finds the two elves. He sees the long-haired one, gasping at her breath. He wanders over to her and tries to clear the rubble off of her, but instead she grabs onto his arm and brings him down. Take care of my sister. Please. As she falls, dead. Her beauty could be mistaken for that of a goddess. It's such a shame someone like that had to die. If it could have been him, he would have replaced her. He picks her up and puts her over and bury her. He picks up the cross on his way back and then comes over to her grave and starts shoveling with his hands, doing as he was told. Her scorched body did not feign her ignorance. She was engulfed immediately. He's surprised that she was alive. As he finishes burying her, he puts the cross down and shoves it 3 inches deep until he hears cries coming over the hill from the other sister. And so, he waits for her to stop crying. The next day, he sees her just still crying. She has so much emotion compared to him. Where did it all go? On the second day, she finally got her senses and came to her sister's grave, not even minding Naofumi. She looked down, and yet she didn't want to. She only cried herself to sleep that night. Naofumi said that it wasn't safe here, but she ignored him. She wanted nothing with him. He looked up, seeing the sky clear, and the townspeople starting to come out of their houses. Were they finally safe? Was the menace gone? Or was this only a feint to draw them out? All they see is one hero, a man cloaked in the mithril armor of that of an elf, but blackened by the fire. His ghoulish arms, his left arm unable to be moved, and his right carrying a great sword, taken that of a dark knight. And a blackened girl, scarred, her beauty shined through her rugged outward appearance, crying herself to sleep every night. They had to listen. And so, we begin the journey of the elf and the monster. Naofumi picked up the cross that he had laid down onto the lich and packed it up onto his back. He carried her on top of it. He carried her in his arms. He went from town to town, searching for his purpose. As he had left that town, they all waved goodbye. Her cries were known to all. They were sweet and yet sorrowful in their own way. He knew them well. All she needed to stop crying. And one night she held his hand and stopped crying. Almost by accident he had found this out. Her tears ran down his arm and onto his cauterized left. It almost brought him joy, being cleansed. He wondered until she finally woke up. She wasn't happy. Her eyes were glazed over. No wonder she cried for so long. It looked like she was unable to see. As he waved his hand in front of her face, she said, "Is there anyone there?" Yes, I am. Who are you? I'm the guy that you tried to save. My name is Naofumi. Oh, I see. Did you kill him? The lich? And why can't I see? Your eyes were burned by the fire. Oh God. Don't worry. I'll see for you. You can hear well though, right? I can. You can hear me breathing. You can hear the wilds. I envy you. You couldn't see the death. Why do you envy me so? I have seen so much. So many things I don't want to see. And the princess, was she close to you? She was our commander. She was a good person. She led this charge with us, thinking that it wasn't going to be the lich. But the dwarves, they wanted to help too. We made a pact, and we decided to go in. It was our own fault. I'm sorry for placing this burden on you. No, I'm so thankful. If you had not saved me, no one would have. Oh, that's right, you don't know. The other nations knew that you were there. We were the only ones to act upon it. Why did it take you so long? 'Cause we're the farthest away from the unholy country. Oh, it's not your fault then. Not one bit. Thank you for understanding. I just wish I could go back. I do too. Where are the other heroes? They're in the Holy Empire, of course, with the human king. Oh, I see. Did they know that I was there? Do you want that answer? He holds up his hand. Her ears fell softly.
Genie grind, I wish I'm getting rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit up for that one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100.